Something's cooking, and it's definitely not his disgusting burgers.
Mr. Breast is one of the most famous people in the entire world. Maybe not even the world, but likely the universe. All right, guys?
That's almost as big as the moon.
This guy
Wow.
is a real guy. It's crazy. People are playing Mr. Beat videos to teach children ethics.
I built a massive isolation chamber.
Huh.
And we're gonna see if these two strangers can survive in this chamber for the next 100 days.
When you are that famous and you have that much brand recognition, it's only a matter of time before people just start.
That's crazy, because putting two unknown people in a room for 100 hours that you call an isolation chamber is probably ethics violation, and scientists could not get away with that if we're being completely real here. If Mr. Beast can just do it. Nice.
Suing you for fucking nothing. The first major blow to Mr. Beast, it seems, in this vein has been dealt, especially with his businesses recently, the whole Beast Burger thing. Oh, that's kind of weird.
Dude, the Mr. Beast burgers, such a classic. I'm waiting until the moment that this thing ends and Mr. Beast gets just absolutely spanked like the little girl he is, because he's not winning this. He is absolutely not winning this.
Feastables has come under fire and acquired a colossal L in regard to their use of Deez Nuts for their candy bar, or whatever this is. I'm not a huge fan of chocolate.
It's the cat. Wants out. There we go, the cat's out and she's happy now. Oh, she never sleeps here, so why even try?
In general. A recent court document out of the Jacksonville, Florida District Court reveals some behind-the-scenes conflict between Deez Nuts and Feastables' Deez Nuts. Both very clever uses
Clever,
of
eh?
Deez Nuts. And also that guy a couple years ago, remember that guy that said...
So, I actually know a little bit about this situation. It's pretty funny, because Deez Nuts can sue Mr. Beast. It's actually pretty common that companies do this. The best example of this is probably Apple and things like Microsoft, something with very high brand recognition. Apple, for example, will literally try and sue, well, not try, they literally will sue almost most people who just use their colors in the logo, or a fruit, or if there's a bite taken out of something. Yeah, they're gonna just sue you. Now, they don't actually care the fact that it's probably a frivolous lawsuit because they're Apple. What difference does it make to them? They just care about brand recognition. Brands do this constantly, in fact, by the way. Especially the big ones. Again, they want to protect their logos. They don't want some kind of, pear with a chunk taken out of its logo that's also white and, grayish. Yeah, that's bad for business. So a lot of companies do this. But the thing with Deez Nuts is that they're kind of stupid because they have never sued anyone before. The reason why their lawsuit is not going to probably go anywhere or achieve, well, even the most minute victory is because there's a bunch of companies that have come before Mr. Beast that have used Deez Nuts or, a play on those words, and that company has not sued anyone. So them magically just suing Mr. Beast because he has a similar name is not going to fly, because this is the first time they have done it. So, kind of stupid.
Deez Nuts. Ha!
Deez Nuts.
How could such an adorable old granny be so cruel? I wonder if she realizes the double entendre. Now, Deez Nuts may have a sweet old granny as their logo. The real owner is this fella named Brian. Somebody capable of slinging nut like nobody else you could ever imagine. He is the self-described head nut slinger on LinkedIn. And this is the man behind the brand. Looks like a really nice guy, honestly. And his nuts are fucking...
Does he? Does he really look like a nice guy? I have questions.
Delicious. I will say, though, the Deez Nuts Feastables is probably the best of all the Feastables flavor because it has milky in it. I love it when there's milk and chocolate. I also love just fucking dirt chocolate.
Is Feastables actually doing even good? I don't know. The last time I heard about him was in Halloween, when people were laughing about the fact that no one's buying his candy. People said that it's more expensive. I'm not even sure about that. But yeah. Is it doing even good?
Like the 100% cacao. I have some nasty ass cacao chocolate that I've been eating lately, and it is like eating dirt. The head nutslinger Brian is not happy with Jimothy Beast for using his brand, which is virtually identical.
Yeah, pure cacao is not actually sweet.
Phonetically, for his chocolate company, and he's seeking the death penalty. That's right, guys. Mr. Beast is gonna be dying for Christmas this year.
Good.
Facing mounting criticism that lethal injection is cruel and outdated, Ohio has replaced it with a system that quickly and humanely rips off the heads of death row inmates using powerful robotic arms.
It's a joke, by the way. He's not seeking the death penalty. I think he just wants them to stop marketing with Deez Nuts. Why can't there just be two, though? How can you win with this? I mean, we'll get into it, I guess. Deez Nuts is trying to cease the usage of...
Yeah, this one's not gonna go anywhere, I think. But, like, very low probability.
Deez Nuts in Feastables marketing and products. Now, how the fuck did all of this happen and get started, and how did
is this gonna be an actual rundown of what's happening there?
Get here? Someone on Mr. Beast's team back in 2022 in December seemed to have really fucked up and got this ball rolling. Apparently, and by apparently I mean in actual public court documents, a Google review of Deez Nuts is referenced, in which a user by the name of Noah rated Deez Nuts 5 stars with the comment nut. I couldn't find the comment, even though it's Exhibit B. I don't know where to find it.
What?
I couldn't fucking find it. So imagine it here. Imagine the comment is right here, and we got everything. All of our sources are cited and everything in these epic videos. These fun little updates. Smash like, by the way. Also go to sour.gg and buy some of my candy. All right, there's rainbow and some ordinary berry. There is no nuts in it. There actually is no nuts. I swear to God. So it turns out this Noah profile had a Mr. Beast logo as its profile picture and is believed to belong to a business associate of Mr. Beast. Now, if every single person with a Mr. Beast profile pic on YouTube was a business associate of Mr. Beast, this motherfucker would have a lot of business associates, okay? Because there's a lot of people who use the profile picture. I don't understand how this is evidence in a court case, but we'll see. Upon information and belief.
Oh, I understand how. Okay, okay. So, okay, I get this. So, the idea is simple. Okay, so they actually have a legitimate reason for suing, huh? Okay, so this is how this part works, if I understand correctly. But keep in mind, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just smarter than you. This is how it probably works in this case. If Mr. Beast just makes Deez Nuts, he can easily defend himself in court and say, well, who even knows about you? And bam, that's a pretty reasonable defense, honestly. As stupid as that probably sounds. But when there's someone associated to the Mr. Beast brand who works, and he comments on exactly that thing, and well, that's proof that they know that this brand exists. By extenuation, Mr. Beast is aware of it because it's under. Because someone who is a business associate of him knows that exists. So they know that they are making something almost word for word similarly sounding, and that is willful infringement, essentially. They know that thing exists, and they make it anyway. That, I think, is the lawsuit in that case. Which I know sounds kind of stupid, but that's actually, well, I don't know if they're gonna win. At this point, if this is the reason, I have no idea if anything's gonna come of this. But that is an actual legitimate reason for suing. Willful and willing infringement. So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
No username and account belongs to a business associate of James Stephen Donaldson, who also is popularly known as Mr. Beast, due to the use of the Mr. Beast logo in the account's profile picture.
Well, if it's just they need to prove it that it's a business associate, but if they can prove it, then it actually works. If they can't prove it, though, then good luck.
So if this person actually is a business associate of Mr. Beast, maybe they left a review after doing some research on Deez Nuts, or maybe it's just some random guy with a profile picture that's linked to Mr. Beast, and these people don't understand how the internet works. I don't have any idea. Although, a couple months later...
They're selling merch. Any company that sells merch knows how the internet works to at least some degree, because they understand that they can't sell merch.
Later in
I mean, merch is free real estate.
February of 2023, Deez Nuts Feastables was announced. Feastables and Mr. Breast almost got a Super Bowl ad to market the flavor.
The biggest thing I've ever made. Probably Deez Nuts.
When Jimmy told me about Deez Nuts, I knew it was gonna be huge.
When Jimmy first told me about Deez Nuts, I thought he was crazy.
I love Deez Nuts. Same. I keep it
Oh, look at that. That's from him when he had nuts. That's crazy.
I keep a pair on me at all times. These nuts taste so good.
It's like this amazing peanut butter chocolate flavor.
Nut tap.
But instead of spending $7 million on that, he just posted the ad to Twitter instead. Genius marketing, Mr. Beast. Only 8 days after the
I mean, it probably works.
Feastables Deez Nuts chocolate was announced. Deez Nuts LLC.
Like, let's be real. How many people watch the Super Bowl in America? Probably less than follow Mr. Beast on Twitter. Or YouTube. Definitely less than on YouTube, but you know, still.
It's so fucking confusing. The granny one, Granny Nuts, sent a cease and desist to Feastables demanding that they stop infringing on their trademark. Mr. Beast let old Angry Brian cook for a while. He waited over a month to respond, and when they did respond, they
Wait, don't you have like a month time to respond to a cease and desist? No, you don't. No, wait. No, you didn't even have to respond to a cease and desist.
just said, we're going to keep using it.
I mean, cease and desist literally means nothing, by the way. A cease and desist doesn't do anything. It's like, you know, it's the official version of tweeting at someone with the word stop.
Care. In May, Deez Old Granny Nuts reminded Feastables again that the confusion caused by the Deez Nuts Feastables could cause irreparable harm to the Deez Nuts Granny Nut brand. And that's kind of where things left off, until the news came out recently that the things were not looking good at all for Mr. Beast and Feastables and Deez Nuts chocolate. Deez Granny Nuts filed a permanent injunction motion against Feastables. This was back in August of 2023 for the—
Oh wait, was that the definition? Wait, was that the definition? A permanent injunction is a court order requiring a person to do or cease doing specific actions that is issued as a final judgment in a case. Bam. Yeah, it's just this doesn't mean a lot to most, but you know, it's like it's the super official version of stop, please, in a tweet.
Feastables. This was back in August of 2000.
It doesn't have please in it no longer. Yeah, it's just stop.
23 for the following: committing trademark infringement under the Lanham Act, unfair competition under the Lanham Act, Florida common law trademark infringement, Florida common law.
I have no idea what's a Lanham Act though.
Unfair competition, deceptive and unfair trade practices under the Florida Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act. This is a lot of fucking allegations, citing a bunch of different acts and a lot of words that I don't understand what they mean. So what I'll do is explain it, and we're going to be gaining knowledge together. The Lanham Act relates to the reproduction, counterfeiting, and colorable imitation of a registered mark for commerce with—
Shit, now I know more.
Without the consent of the—
Admittedly, it sounds boring, so who cares?
Registrant. Do not infringe on my rights as a registrant of a mark, or I shall hit ye with the Lanham Act, bitch boy. Sucketh my pecker. Obviously, the Feastables chocolate's not a reproduction or counterfeit, so it's like a colorable imitation, I suppose. I'm not sure. For the unfair competition—
anything that's considered an imitation can be argued or construed as a counterfeit. Because what is an imitation if not an attempt at a counterfeit?
Aspect citing the Lanham Act, it probably has to do with this following definition of unfair competition. Old Lady Nuts thinks that Mr. Beast is trying to confuse people with Deez Nuts and Deez Nuts. Because
I heard about that. This is actually valid, technically, in a court of law. I know it's not valid for anyone who's actually going to the store, but this is valid in a court of law because, as much as I understand, Deez Nuts and whatever the Lady Nuts are sold pretty much in the same place in the supermarket. Like, they're like right next to each other or whatever. So this technically is that people can get confused and associate them and blah blah blah. So this is technically actually viable, again, in court.
Deez Nuts and Deez Nuts, because that sort of makes sense, right? Like, it's the same kind of thing, but it's not really the same thing. It's like from the internet approach from a completely different perspective. It's potentially even more confusing because the old granny nuts are nuts, and also Deez Nuts Feastables are nuts as well. So maybe they thought that Deez Nuts were in Deez Nuts. I don't really know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. Then there's the Florida common law versions of trademark infringement and unfair competition. The main difference—
Why must Florida ruin everything, by the way? Why must Florida always have the stupidest rules?
That common law trademarks are secured by just using an identity when you actually sell a product and enter the world of commerce. You don't have to federally register a trademark to qualify for a common law trademark.
Interesting.
It's whoever got to market first, baby girl. Now, you might be wondering, well, who actually has the common law trademark?
Dude, that sounds like such an easy way to get a monopoly. It's crazy.
The Deez Nuts guy?
Wait, is that why every big corporation is based? But that's why a lot of big corporations are based in Florida? Is that the reason?
The guy that laughs really funny? No, bitch, that was in 2015. Okay, and then Deez Old Lady Nuts started in 2011. They have the common law. They're the ones trying to cover their asses just in case the Lanham Act motions are shot down. They're proof.
I'm pretty sure someone probably started before them also.
Proving the use of a trademark before Feastables. And are these claims legitimate? Well, by God, I think they are. Feastables was launched in January of 2022 and Deez Nuts in February of 2023. Deez Old Lady Nuts have been a trademark of Brian since 2012, a whole decade before Mr. Beast, and they've been sold in 34 states and a bunch of stores. Okay. And they're available through Walmart. They have them at Walmart, which is kind of—
Why does Florida matter, by the way? Well, I'm assuming Florida matters here because if the lawsuit occurs, it happens in Florida, and then it's Florida rules, baby. Which means that no one understands what's going actually on, and there's probably an alligator in the courtroom and a fat guy naked outside, who's not getting arrested, obviously. It is what it is.
Kind of cool. But Feastables is also at Walmart. Oh crap! More drama. Not again.
Yeah, this is what I said. That they're in the same place. I think it specifically is Walmart, but they're almost at the same place or something like that.
More drama. Oh crap! Also, another thing to take into consideration is the origins of both of these brands and how that can kind of add validity to claims in court. You have to like appeal and show all sorts of shit. According to
the origin thing is crazy, okay? I don't know if Mr. Beast probably doesn't have no origin claim to his thing, but if you have ever wondered why some company, I don't know, that produces plastic glasses has like a three-page long essay about how it was created and how much of a miracle it is, that's because of what he just said, okay? If your trademark has an original story, for example, I don't know, you're selling lip balm, you know? If your origin story is once 250 trillion years ago, my grandma was walking on the sun and then she slipped and fell in a puddle on the earth and she decided that she's gonna make this product and it turned into lip gloss. There you go. That means that your whatever thing is unique, as stupid as that sounds, you know? This is why companies have the most ridiculous and no one cares stories about their existence. It's because of that specific rule.
Court documents, Brian Detour, the owner of Deez Lady Nuts, started Deez Nuts because of his grandmother, Adeline D'Amour. She was known as Mrs. D, and that trademark was selected by Brian to pay homage to her.
There you go. Again. At least fake it. No one cares if it's true or not. At least fake it. Well, actually, I think it probably needs to be true. But, you know, fake it at least, you know? You need a story like this if you have a trademark.
Her and her comedic flair, which is awesome. I think that's really cool. My grandmother's funny as well. Plus, on top of that, Brian's company is more than 10 years older. He's been using the name for a much longer time, and honestly, they're just nuts. The coolest part about all of it is just the name, Deez Nuts. It's pretty funny. Grab Deez Nuts. They've got a big grassroots campaign. They got an RV with branding all over it.
Wow.
That's pretty sick. Sorry, Mr. Beast. Go back to giving people money, making poor people fight. There's a bunch of examples of all the places that the RV, the epic...
Dude, Mr. Beast needs to make a he assembles all the homeless in like an area, and then he makes them fight in a gladiator arena pit. And the winner gets 1,000,000 cents or something like that. They're poor people. It's not like they can do math. Anyway, that would be amazing. Good idea.
Deez Nuts RV went to the National Peanut Festival, the NASCAR Championship, the Cowboy Christmas Show, the Vincent's Market, the Bodacious Bazaar. I've been there. It's been around, man. They fucking.
I don't know if that actually matters where they have been. I think it's the fact that they have it and it represents their brand. But I'm not. Maybe it matters if they have been places. I don't know.
World tour. This just seems like bragging at this point, honestly. I'm just jealous. The brand has been around forever, and in comparison with mrbeast's use of these nuts, they have extensive amounts of proof to show that they have ground to stand. And quite frankly...
Wait. The part that I know is that mrbeast's counter-argument against this is that there are other companies that have these nuts, and these nuts have not sued them. But maybe they have. But they just, you know, settled out of court or something like that. Maybe they don't maybe other companies with the name... Because there are other companies that have the wordplay of these nuts and are almost the same thing. Well, maybe they're not exactly the same thing. I don't remember, honestly. Well, let's see. It would be interesting if mrbeast lost the second lawsuit. Actually, that would be hilarious.
Frankly, the whole appeal to the granny side of it, I like that a lot. I think mrbeast would be a giant dick if he beat these people in court. Luckily for us, he didn't. mrbeast took the L. Feastables took the L. He's always in drama. This poor guy. Everyone hates Mr.
Already?
His galactic influence permeates the very atoms that make up our entire existence. So how did this all shake out? How did this end in court? Was it terrible? Were there corporate lawyers?
Wait, it has already ended?
Etc. A rock'em sock'em robot style courtroom brawl a la Taiwan.
Since he's saying that if it's true and this has ended, I guess they just settled out of court.
You see what they fucking do in Taiwan, dude? They beat the shit out of each other. Maybe not in court. Maybe that's the parliament. No, Feastables cave, which is awesome. They let the permanent injunction go through. As such, Feastables and its affiliates must permanently stop the usage of Deez Nuts in the following: manufacturing, purchasing, importing.
And by the way, yeah, this is kind of what I expected, because they started with a cease and desist. They didn't sue for damages. At least, you know, I never heard that they sue for damages, which means, yeah, they just want mrbeast to stop using these nuts. And that's pretty much it.
Exporting, advertising, marketing, distributing, selling, and commercially exploiting in general. Rest in peace, Deez Nuts. What are you gonna change the name to? Harry Balsakian? Candy with nuts in it. Nut-filled candy. Now, this also extends to any kind of snack food that Feastables will create from now on. It includes, but is not limited to, Deez Nuts with a Z, the chocolate. Now, I'm not sure exactly when this is supposed to go into effect, but you can still buy Deez Nuts on the website. Maybe they had like some kind of ruling. It came down on December 6th. That was like the day that all this shit happened, 2 weeks ago. They're still going strong. I don't know if they have like
I'm pretty sure if a ruling like this gets made, that you have a period of time until which you need to stop all usage of, you know, whatever was decided in court. So they can probably sell these nuts until a certain point.
A year plan, or maybe when they sell out of their stuff. I'm not sure. They probably are going about this quite cordially. It seems like they are, at least. It's been a damn rough couple of months for Feastables. They were the only candy bar not flying off the shelves during Halloween.
Yeah, this is exactly the video I saw, by the way. Breath. Again, I have a question. How good... Again, if you're probably... A lot of you are American. How good is actually this candy? Is it just overpriced garbage? Or what's the deal here?
Candy bar not flying off the shelves during Halloween, on top of having to...
Well, some of them actually did fly off the shelves, as you can see. Whatever this is, this didn't fly off.
Only candy bar not flying off the shelves during Halloween.
But you see, this doesn't have a lot left.
Halloween, on top...
Or is that not mrbeast?
Top of having to completely rebrand their best flavor, the nut flavor, plus the Beast Burger lawsuit. Oh, that's not Feastables.
mrbeast is suing. Oh, they're actually suing him? Shit, boy. Oh, they're probably suing him for breach of contract, aren't they? Yeah, they don't specify, but yeah, again, dude, Mr. Beast is so losing this lawsuit. Like, there's nothing he can do. He signed a contract willingly, under no duress, under no false pretenses, and then he just broke the contract, and, you know, the other side of the contract, the Mr. Beast Burgers owners, they were actually nice enough to actually not tell him to, you know, they didn't instantaneously even sue him. Like, Mr. Beast has absolutely no shot at winning this. If I did not know if Mr. Beast has a shot at winning this or losing this, man, he has absolutely no shot at winning this.
But that's still Jimothy, man. That just sucks. What a shitstorm. I'm surprised they didn't just use Deez Nuts peanuts in Deez Nuts candy bars and then just had, like, came together and created a new...
You know what's the funny part, though? Mr. Beast Burgers can't sell Deez Nuts burgers.
Product. I don't really know. They would
because it's a burger, not a candy bar, or, you know, associated thing, so it's fine, probably.
Deez Nuts, the peanuts would sell way more. But maybe not. Maybe Feastables is failing. I have no idea. But that does sound like the perfect partnership, dude.
Yeah, I want to know if Feastables is failing.
Fill it full of nut. Fill it full of nut. Oh, yeah. Once this shit hit the internet, people had some hot takes, by the way. Mr. Beast lost Deez Nuts branding to Feastables after a lawsuit. This makes...
13 December? This is the 27th! Bruh! Have I completely missed everything? Is this all... Dude, this is old news! Damn, boy!
Mr. Beast, the second person in this team to lose their nuts. That refers to Chris Tyson's male to female transition.
Same.
Chris responded to this epic tweet and said, "How could I have lost them when y'all stay writing them so much?" Okay, pretty fucking good, TBH. Drama alert doubled down. Chris Tyson with a ballsy reply. Then Chris reveals that Keemstar basically begged for her to do a boxing event, almost as ballsy as all begging to be in a boxing event. I think they just want everyone to box. I've been invited a couple times.
I mean, true, probably, yeah.
By a few different creators, and I think I'm gonna do it. Then it gets really strange. Keem revealed that his transgender employee is the one making tweets on the Drama Alert Twitter account. You definitely need to be in a boxing event. Also, my transgender employee Olivia Gino Gigi is making all these tweets and jokes. Chris says, just because someone is trans doesn't mean it's okay to talk about their genitals. Super weird.
Ooh, no it is. I mean, if you're white, you can't talk about, you know, anything. But, you know, if you're whatever. By the way, I'm gonna claim 5% Hispanic, 15% black, and, what's an actual useful thing to claim? Thai lady boy, 50%. That's me. I'm super oppressed, by the way.
Weird. Hope this makes sense. Keem said, from my perspective, it just makes the jokes even more funny, but that's just my point of view. That's just a game. I don't know what this has to do with Deez Nuts, to be honest. After Keem tagged the Olivia employee that was making the tweets, people started sending them death threats, classic Twitter style, which is
take a break. Ooh.
Epic. And they announced a break from Twitter. Also epic. Feel better. Twitter sucks and is not real life. It's fucking insane to me how far away from the original.
Okay, I think we got it. You're starting to go with somewhere where no one cares, you know? Okay. Anyway, I guess that's it. That was this almost likable fellow. Oomfaville. Disgusting. Anyway, 10 out of 10. This was Quizzer Sensei. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.